You know, when you hear stoicism, you probably think about getting through tough times, right? Bracing for impact. But what if I told you one of its most powerful tools isn't about hardship at all? What if it's about appreciating the life you already have, right this second? Let's dive into this really simple, but kind of profound shift in how we see things.
All right, so let's talk about the good old days. We all do this, right? You look back, maybe 5, 10, 20 years ago, and you go, man, those were the good old days. But here's the kicker. When you were actually living them, did you know it? Probably not. I mean, have you ever had that feeling where you don't really appreciate something until it's gone? It's such a universal thing. It could be anything. A great job, a certain phase when your kids were little, a friendship, even just your good health. You're just living it. And then poof, it's over. And you're left thinking, wow, I really wish I had soaked that in more. So why does this happen? Well, there's a really interesting psychological reason. Our brains are basically adaptation machines. That amazing thing that once brought you so much joy, it just becomes normal. The excitement wears off, and what was once this incredible gift just kind of fades into the background. We just take it for granted. But get this, the Stoics, literally thousands of years ago, came up with a mental trick to fight this exact thing. It's like a form of intentional mental time travel. And its whole purpose is to wake us up to how valuable our present moment really is. Okay, so the fancy name for this is Prospective retrospection. It was coined by the philosopher William B. Irvine, and the idea is just brilliant, and it's so simple. Basically, instead of waiting 10 years to look back and feel nostalgic, you do it now. You imagine yourself in the future, looking back at today, and you treat this, right now, as the good old days your future self is going to miss. Think about that feeling, that gut punch of, I wish I had realized how good this was while I was in it. This technique is all about generating that exact feeling, but with one huge difference. You do it while the moment is still here. You're still in it. You haven't lost it yet. You still have time to appreciate it. So, how does this actually work? I mean, why is this simple little mind trick so effective at changing how we see the here and now? Well, think about it. Hindsight is 20/20, right? It brings this incredible clarity, but it usually comes at a steep price. Loss. What this technique does is it lets you borrow all that wisdom, all that powerful clarity of hindsight, but without paying the price. You get the perspective without the pain. And this is the key difference. Regular old regret, that's you, right now, looking back at a past that's gone forever. It just creates a feeling of loss. But this Stoic trick, it's you, from the future, looking back at the present moment, which is still happening. And that creates a feeling of deep, genuine appreciation. This whole thing works because of a central Stoic idea. Our feelings don't just happen to us, they follow our judgments. So if you judge your current situation as boring or not enough, well, you're going to feel dissatisfied. But if you change that judgment, if you reframe it and see it as something precious, something fleeting, your feelings will change right along with it. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually do it? Let's break it down into a super simple, actionable practice. And the best part is, this isn't some hour-long meditation you have to schedule. No, it's a quick mental flip you can do in literally a few seconds, anytime, anywhere. Let's walk through it. All right, it's a simple 4-step process. First, just pick something happening in your life right now. Could be your health, a relationship, anything. Step 2, project yourself forward in time. Just for a second, imagine you're years older looking back on today. Step 3, ask yourself that key question. What would my future self wish I had appreciated more right now? And finally, step 4, come back to the present and let that answer, that new clarity, shape what you do next. So when should you use this? Well, it's perfect for certain moments. You know, when you're feeling kind of bored or restless, try it. When you find yourself endlessly scrolling and comparing your life to others, this is the perfect tool to ground you. When your day just feels like a total slog you have to get through, this exercise can be a complete game changer. So what's the big payoff here? What's the point of all this? Look, it's not about forcing yourself to be happy or pretending your problems aren't real. It's much deeper than that. It's about living deliberately, living with intention. And if you practice this, even just once in a while, you're going to start to notice a real shift. You'll probably feel more genuine appreciation, less of that constant low-grade dissatisfaction that just buzzes in the background. Your focus will naturally start to shift to what's working, to what you have, instead of what you don't. It's not about making life perfect, it's about making it clearer. And really, this gets right to the heart of what Stoicism is all about.
The goal isn't to desperately cling to things because you're scared of losing them. No, it's the opposite. It's recognizing that because things are temporary, that's the very reason to engage with them fully, with your whole attention, right now.
So it all comes down to this one really powerful question. This very moment, the one you're in right now, one day, it's just going to be a memory. That's it, a memory. So knowing that, how are you going to live it?